with Parks Realty and Negotiating Nashville. For today's episode, we have a local look where we take a look at local businesses and the faces behind them. So today I have the opportunity to speak with Tevis from SiveT Empowerment.
Hello.
Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. I'm excited to hear more about your business. So she is the owner of SiveT Empowerment. They focus on early childhood education. And so tell us a little bit about your business, what it's all about.
Okay, so SiveT Empowerment, which SiveT is Tevis backwards. I kind of got that from Oprah because her studios is Harpo, which is Oprah backwards.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe her good luck and financial blessings will sprinkle down over here. So
it's some Oprah vibes.
Right.
Those are never bad.
Exactly. So that's where that's why I just decided to switch my name frontwards to backwards to frontwards for the name of the business. Also, I like to tell people a little background about my logo, which is a heart and the infinity symbol. And the colors are red, blue, and purple. Red is my favorite color, and purple is my daughter's favorite color, and blue was my grandmother's favorite color, who we lost in 2017 from pancreatic cancer, which was really hard for everybody. However, that was the vision behind the colors, and the heart and the infinity symbol is... I believe that love makes the world go round. I believe with love we can conquer and achieve so many things. And my goal in life is always to empower people to infinity. So infinity symbol, empowerment with the name and the heart. So that's the symbol behind the logo.
That's
the
purpose behind the logo. I love all that. That's
Thank you. And SiveT Empowerment, just a little bit about it. I never desired to be an entrepreneur. Never. Because it's hard, you know.
Is.
And my grandfather, he was the first black licensed barber in Bowling Green, Kentucky. He is 92, and really he just stopped cutting hair maybe 3 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
And he's still an active preacher. And my mother, she owns an early child care program, and she's been in existence probably almost 20 years since I got out of college.
Wow.
So finishing my second master's from Lipscomb in organizational development and professional coaching, sitting at home during the pandemic where I was an assistant director for a child care program at the time. And I thought, I really need to, you hear the saying, 2 incomes. Everybody needs 2 incomes at this point. And I really could do this. So I thought, well, how can I use this coaching? I can do professional coaching, I can do life coaching, and I love training. So with these thoughts that was just going through my head, waking me up out of my sleep, I was like, okay, God is wanting me to do something. So because I've been in early child care in some aspect for 20 years, why not train in early child care? Why not coach if I need to, consult, and so that's kind of where the vision came from to start SiveT Empowerment. So we do training, we do coaching, we do consultations with those people who want to open childcare programs or just in transition within the program. And facilitating. I specialize in early childcare education, but I'm open to do any education. And also with that, my specialization is in organizational development and leadership development. Okay. So that's a little bit about where that came from. It's a lot.
No, that's great. I know you've had a lot of experience, obviously, with childcare and childhood development. How did you... You've been in it for 20 years, but how did you originally get started in it and decide to take that path?
Right. So my mother, as I told you, so as soon as I graduated college, my degree, I originally started college as a biology pre-med major. Wow. And the chemistry labs kicked my butt. Yeah. I wanted to be a pediatric oncologist, so I knew that I always wanted to work with kids. And so the next best thing was nursing, but at Western Kentucky University, the nursing program had a forever wait list. So I was like, well, the next best thing is teaching, go into education. So I got my degree in elementary education with a minor in biology. And my mom, my last year or so in school was working on opening her daycare. And I was in school kind of doing my own thing, not really there with her through that process.
Right.
And we have to take a praxis exam, and the math part was a butt kicker for me, which I don't think standardized tests are built for us. And I mean, African Americans, it's a challenge, but I also feel like they can't tell me what I can and can't do. So I did get discouraged a little bit, and she's like, well, just come and run the center for me, because she still had her main full-time job. And I was like, good idea. So I was the director of her center for 6 years.
Oh, wow.
The first 6 years, and then I got pregnant with my daughter and decided, well, I need benefits. So I went and worked for a program that could give me benefits.
Okay.
But that is where the early child care vision came from. Just kind of picking up from what my mom pretty much provided for me.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, what? Obviously, I've had a long career in this. So, what's your motivator? What drives you to do what you do?
My motivation has been my daughter. She'll be 14 in September.
Oh, wow.
And I know that being her mother and not wanting to be a statistic, as a single mom, and her father's active in her life, but still a single mom, I wanted to show her that we can do it no matter what.
Yeah.
Obstacles come, you may fail at some things, but that doesn't mean that you have to quit. So my motivation to keep pushing, to leave behind legacies, and to work hard is truly because I want her to see that no matter what, she can do anything.
Yeah.
So she's my motivation.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Showing her, girl power.
Absolutely.
And once you fall, you get back up and
That's
just
right.
keep going.
That's
and
right.
that's awesome. I think that's important, especially for women, to just see those good role models and
exactly
not be discouraged. So that's amazing. That's a great motivator for sure.
Thank you.
So I know you said you didn't set out to be an entrepreneur and have your own business. What surprised you the most, or what were you not expecting?
Well, I knew that it was going to be hard. It's going to have to do a lot of footwork and advertising, and I really truly believe word of mouth is everything.
Absolutely.
And because I worked for the Department of Human Services for 6 years as a program evaluator, where I went and licensed and monitored the early child care program, people know me in the community. So that was a plus. Yeah. Word of mouth is great. So I didn't fear that I wouldn't get opportunities to train and to coach. But what shocked me the most was the fact that I received more support from those that are not as close to me, which is weird, right?
Right.
You expect your close family and your friends to
just around you the most.
Yeah. But unfortunately, it has been those that I don't communicate with the most that has given me the most support.
Wow.
Disappointing, but shake it off and keep pushing. And it's not that they don't support, but it's almost like their support came later than those that didn't know me. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe I feel like sometimes, they're like, don't mix business with pleasure. So maybe it's a little bit of that.
Could be.
Maybe you want to see what you do first.
Yeah.
So I've had that experience. So I don't know, maybe, but that's great. I know that you have all the support now, and obviously you've been very successful. So I know you're from Kentucky. Nashville, what made you decide to establish your business here?
Well, I established my business here because this is where I'm living. I am certified to train in Kentucky and Tennessee. And hopefully we'll get the certification for Georgia. Hopefully next year. That will be something I can work on. But here because I'm here. Here because the bulk of my work experience, or the better part of it, has been here. From being the program evaluator with the Department of Human Services, from being assistant director, from teaching, and now with Rafa Institute under Early Embrace, where I'm the director of business and operations. So still working with ECE, but just in different worlds, different aspects. So it just made sense to start it here because people know me here, right? So it just made sense to do it here. The transition to move to Tennessee from Kentucky, I wanted my daughter to have a different experience than I had growing up. You know, being maybe one of 10 black girls in an all-white elementary school, getting to middle school and being bullied by everybody that looked like me, and experiencing that a little bit my freshman year of high school. I just wanted her to have a different experience. So coming here, and there's more diversity in our schools, I think has given her a different look. Now she still wants to be known as a country girl for a little while, and then she's like, no, I'm not a country girl now. I'm like, whatever. But we are in Tennessee, like Country Music Hall of Fame, right? So anyway, so just to give her a more diverse experience is why I moved here.
Yeah, truly. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's great. So what do you love most about this area, Nashville? And
more things to do. Bowling Green is small, so there's not much of a nightlife or things to do for her like it is here. Also, just the networking. I sometimes find that in smaller communities, it's harder to move up because people get in positions and they stay. Or they have that small town mind frame where they don't want to help somebody else get close to where they are, right? So being here, coming like a fresh start, nobody knew me. I've been able to just kind of build my own foundation, building my own name, and hopefully a legacy to leave behind for my daughter. So
that's great. Yeah, the opportunity in Nashville is obviously unbeatable. You know, especially everyone's moving here, and so there's a lot of opportunity here. So what? You know, we've talked about what your business is, but what's something maybe people wouldn't know about it, or maybe something different?
So while I'm working on the advertising, and although I'm actively doing consulting and coaching, I'm working on doing some free webinars. Some of which are kind of just tidbits for people who work in early child care program, like the proper way or the good way, or ways to potty train successfully for parents or educators, as well as I've been getting a lot of calls from people who are burned out from being in the classroom. So what does life look like after being a teacher, an early child care teacher? So building a webinar that is kind of, I want it to be more like an open discussion, but giving pointers on some of the things that they can do to kind of help with this transition. I foresee in that conversation it kind of being coaching and training and discussion. So just kind of building more webinars, trying to start out free with some of them just to kind of get my name out there a little bit more. And that's kind of it, just continuously advertising pretty much in some way.
That's great. I know that's can be a huge resource for people, like you said, who are burnt out, or I'm sure COVID has caused a lot of changes and different struggles with the childcare and education community. So that's great that's an outlet, and I like that you said you want it to be a discussion, you know, kind of a collaborative thing, and I think that's a great resource. So
I believe people learn from storytelling.
Absolutely.
We learn more from hearing stories versus somebody just sitting in front of you talking all the time, right? So of course, as an educator, you learn to meet people where they are, and you have to teach on different levels, because some people learn by listening, hearing, just seeing, hands-on. So I kind of try to bring all of that to my trainings, especially if they're in person.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I know, what's the best way, you know, for people to get in touch with you? We'll have all your information in the comments below, but what's the best?
So you can Google SiveT Empowerment, which is tevis backwards, and my website will pull up. My email is tevis.haynie@gmail.com, and SiveTEmpowerment.com. And you can do the www, but typically if you just type in SiveT Empowerment, it'll pull up. And my phone number is 270-996-1687.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I loved learning about everything, and I love your motivators, and
Thank you.
You know, you're really passionate about what you do.
Thank you.
That's amazing. It takes, I feel like, a special type of person to be in, you know, the industry you're in, and education, and lots of patience and whatnot. So I definitely appreciate people like you who can have the heart to do it and the motivation to stick with it. So thank you so much for being with us. I appreciate it, and thank you all for tuning in. If you are a local business and want to be featured, please reach out to me. And of course, any real estate questions, let's connect. So thanks again, and we will see y'all next time.
Thank you.
Bye.